Hi and welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts and this is the free content that I put out to help support, guide and inspire those who want to be, need to be supported, guided and or inspired. Take what resonates as it is general and leave what does not. There is no offence taken as to what resonates with you and what does not. Leave a comment because I love hearing from you gorgeous and awesome people. And I appreciate all of the support that you give. So this is for the 3rd of April 2021, and it is a tarot stroke energy reading where I combine the two that I do as a profession and as a calling, more like, and a profession. But this is where I combine the two to give you the narrative to help navigate the energies that you might feel within you, around you, and within others. I'm pretty excited because it's a pretty, great reading. And so I hope that I do it justice because a lot came flowing in when I pulled these cards and started to go into that psychic realm to see what was there to deliver to you. Awesome, beautiful people. So we have on the bottom of the deck number 9 of Pentacles. It's the number 9, and that's going to become very, very apparent. There's a sense of perfection in the number 9, the abundance, the sustainability, the balance. You can see the black and the white tree between as pillars behind each line of pentacles, and then the one floating in the middle on the top, unifying the two. So there's a higher level of consciousness within the physical reality here, and it is the balance as well of being able to balance those divinities of the divine feminine and divine masculine, the yin, the yang, represented in the white and the black, to achieve an alignment, an abundance of physical well-being, of physical sustainability, abundance for aspects of your seeds growing really, really well. And I know a lot of you have been planting those seeds. Thank you for listening, because it gives me a lot of relief to know that that is one of the things that people are taking me up on and listening to, because it is integral as to taking some power back and protecting you and yours as we roll on into the next few months and even into the next year. So this 9 is super brilliant for those who have been working to attain this. It also asks us in the middle, not by the card, just from the energy of the today, the middle pentacle there that is hovering between the two pillars or the two trees, is a realignment of what abundance is and what abundance really looks like, what bliss in your physical reality is and what that really looks like. It's, for a lot of you, it is where you've reached this leveling up of consciousness where you've stripped yourself away from a lot of the bullshit that we are told is abundance, that we are told looks good, that we are, it's sales, sales, sales all the time. You know, you must be driving this car if you want to look successful. You must be wearing this suit if you want to look successful. And we are rolling into Aquarius, and it is a place of thinking outside the box, being an individual within the group, but very much keeping your individual identity, being somebody who is dynamic or thinking or being just in a dynamic way, having those dynamic ideas for the physical reality for yourself as an individual and for the others that we share this physical reality with. And so there's a real difference happening in a lot of people's minds as to what represents abundance, what abundance looks like, what it really is. Getting rid of a lot of the, 3D imposed sense of abundance and what is success, what is doing well in life, what looks good to others, as to actually what really gives us our power. Is it the make of car or clothes that we wear, where they can be important to make us feel good, yes, and we should enjoy them, but in balance, let it be truly your decision, let it be truly something that helps you, that creates a physical abundance, that creates something that has the feel-good factor truly, you know, so you're not killing yourself anymore paying for car payments for a car that is, you know, out of the price range right now and doesn't actually do any of the functional things that you want to do, because you never want to scratch the damn thing when you go on a country road. So you can never rev it up and let your hair down and feel that speed, because you're frightened of pebbles kicking up on the wheels and ruining the alloys. And so this is where we are really having a change in the level of consciousness regarding this physical reality and how it should look, how we want it to look. So that's super important. Now, on the bottom of the deck of the clarifying cards, we've got the Queen of Wands, but she's not in a place of power. She's in a reverse, well, the sense of power, I suppose, depending on how you look at it. So there's a lot of energy today that is self-centered also. So where there's a finding of alignment and bliss in the physical reality that you are living in. Initially on the bottom of the deck of the underpinning of the reading itself, clarifying this is to be warned of those around you who are really self-centered, really ego-driven, really all of the things that I mentioned about you changing your consciousness about what abundance is and looks like. This person would judge you on the type of car that you drive, or make you feel bad for the type of clothes that you wear, or that you answered the door without your makeup on and your hair done, you know. So there's this energy of people, a lot of people making themselves, you know, as the duality and the extremism is in this physical reality, you know, where there are a lot of people finding abundance and working together to create and share that. And we've got people going around with huge senses of their own importance, huge egos that have become burger eating, obese egos, can't get enough, you know, needs to be fed every minute of the day. And so be aware of this. Now, that can all be a bit funny when you can, you know, just smile on the inside and think, I know who you are. I heard about you in a reading before you even turned up at the door. But at the same time, these people can be dangerous. These people are very driven through jealousy, where the Queen in the upright is compassionate and she holds the sunflower to represent a wanting of peace, a wanting of togetherness, a wanting of flow and creativity. It's, you know, the sunshine, it's the happy flower. Nobody cannot smile at a big sunflower. It's a daft looking thing. It grows on a great big stem, and then it's got this huge dish of a face with these bright yellow petals around it, you know. It's the most beautiful and daft looking flower to me. Daft meaning silly for my American brothers and sisters. So in the reverse, this is where we do need to be cautious of these people, because in the reverse, it's driven by jealousy and a wanting for self-gain rather than self-preservation at all costs. And their preservation levels are all out of skew, you know, so they would take from you, whether that's taken from you energetically, i.e. putting you down for your physical reality choices, your choices of decor, etc., your choices of car, clothes, all of those and above, and more, or whether this is somebody who would actually come in and try and cause strife in relationships, strife in friendships. You might be actually partnered to this person, and during this spell work that's been going on for the last 18 months or more, you've started to recognize that you don't feel frequency matched to this person anymore. And today that might become apparent for some of you, and it might be very starkly apparent because of the actions that they take, because somehow, some way, you've just stepped into your flow today and you've changed how you want your physical reality to look. You've aligned yourself with more of your true essence, and this is causing a bit of a stir. And so be aware of this, be aware of how far this kind of person will go. to feel better about themselves because you're feeling good about yourself, and they don't particularly like others feeling good about themselves. They want people to be subservient to them. So be aware of that. So we have got this reading. We have got the 6 of coins, 6 of pentacles. So that's running up from the 9. And then we have got, and this is the main cards for the reading, the 2 of coins. So, you know, I'll describe it soon. And then we have got the moon card, major arcana. So hold on, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so the moon card, I'm just trying to find the flow of what was coming in as I was pulling these cards. So the moon card being a major arcana, also equaling 9, because it's the 18, 1 plus 8 equals 9. So we have 2 9s. And then we go into the clarifying cards. So we have the 6 of coins with the judgment card, major arcana, that keeps coming up no matter what deck I'm using. It keeps coming up. It really is trying to get the message across, and the message keeps going deeper, you know. So it's good that we're unraveling this calling, this hum, this magnetism that we're being drawn with. And with them, we've got the 9 of cups to clarify the 2 of pentacles. So, and then we have the 10 of pentacles to clarify the moon card. So let's get into the reading. So I want to go to what came up as I was pulling these cards was the Tesla and the numbers that he understood and spoke about a lot regarding the magical essence of 3, 6, and 9. It's the power of the 3 by 3. And he spoke about it being a vector from the 3D dimension into the 4th dimension, and clarified that by it being the sacred symbol of the tripod of life, flowing into the seed of life, and then you'll all know the depiction of the flower of life. And so the 3, that is the Holy Trinity that unfolds and unfolds and unfolds into a life form. And flowers, funnily enough, as the sunflower came up quite prominently, signifying this perfectly, the beauty of them, the way that they unfold, the way that they come out in layers, and they are programmed to do so. And they show the power of the 3, 6, and 9, the 3 times 3. So this is about, as I was speaking about the 9 of Pentacles, we go into the 6 of coins. And so obviously we have 2 3s in there to make up the 6. So we've already gone to halfway to flowing into what Tesla called the flow field, where we can see in a higher state of consciousness, where we can use the significance of numbers, the codes, to influence realities, to change realities, to have an increased impact upon those changes within those realities. Now, the 6 of coins here speaks to me of the generosity and the wisdom of keeping this in balance. But for a lot of you, especially for those that are surrounded by the self-centered, ego-driven Queen of Wands in reverse type of energies, it speaks of actually learning how to be effective in giving to yourself, of feeling worthy in doing so. And just as you find such importance for so many of you to give to others, to be of service to others, there's still the lessons that need to be learned, myself included, of having that self-service too. And so where we have the total imbalance of a lot of you who listen, and because I've gotten to know a lot of you, I know that I'm speaking to the hearts of a lot of you, having known you for quite some time now, is that you have the gift of giving, and you will give. But there's lessons still to be learned, again, myself included, of having, excuse me, the wisdom to be able to service self also, to be able to find just as much glee and happiness and bliss and in gifting yourself, in planting seeds that will make you prosper. And the wisdom of that is to know that no matter what, you then, if you are prospering yourself, you can give unto others even more so. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned here, a lot of things to be uncovered in order to balance those scales out, that yes, you give to others, but always after having been giving to self and being guilt-free from this. There are a lot of crevices and wounds that have been, or limitations, labels that have been dwelling in the dark corners, that actually make it difficult for a lot of us, and I say us because this is a huge thing for me too, to be able to gift self with something, not because it serves a practical reason for the household, not because, you know, if you get that for yourself, you can then, with the mindset, you can always then do something with it for someone else, which is a good mindset. But again, imbalance, to have no guilt in being of service to self, to gifting self with what you need, what you are knowing that you are either craving or that you would just desire. Because if, again, even if it just makes you feel good, if it's a lipstick, if it's a good mascara, if it's a good damn shovel, even if it just makes you feel good wearing it or holding it or digging with it, even that is something that is going to be of service to others. It's going to make you, for one, smile more with very pretty lips or very pretty eyelashes. For two, dig harder for your grandma and planting her seeds. Whatever it is, it shows that it is the flow of this, rather than the imbalance scales of always working to be of service to others only in lacking of service to self. To have the scales balanced in that you innerstand truly, that you are allowed to enjoy this physical reality, that you have a birthright to truly accept the abundance and bliss that you can gift yourself, even if you just do it in the smallest possible ways at first, even if it is just to gift self some time, then that is a good thing for you to do. Mothers out there, I'm speaking to you too, in that a lot of the time, especially when I'm homeschooling the boys, you know, the days and hours are molding into one, especially with everything still being shut down in the UK. Sorry, itchy back. So I've been in the garden today, and I always do this, I start itching. So yeah, so I'm speaking to you and me in that, especially during this time today, for instance, I run around this house like a blue horsefly. Abigail was such, my daughter was such a bliss, you know, and even though she was born with medical conditions that were hard work, that child was reading, was playing at my feet while I was ironing, you know, talking away, but allowing me to still do, and actually helping me do much of the way, or pretending to help as a baby. But these boys, these boys, I realized that I lose it a bit with them, in that I lose myself, in that I've been running around so hard, and yes, I'm a mother, and that's what happens. I run around and like a blue horse fly, trying to catch up with everything, work, earn a living, build a business, build sustainability for these kids. But at the same time, I realized that I'm not doing them any favors. Today, it just dawned on me again, you know, you're always learning these lessons as you're bringing up kids, that it dawned on me that I'm actually doing them no favors, and I'm certainly not doing their future partner any favors by me being so busy that I have less time to sit and play with them than I would like to. Not just doing educational work, but actually just play for playing's sake, because I've been too lapsy daisy on that. I've been too kind to them but it's not kind. I realize that the wisdom is that in me saying, no, boys, you can do this job, Theodore, because you're old enough to do this job. William, you can do this job. And they didn't like it at first, obviously. But me giving that gift to myself, to not feel guilty then, to just stop and have a coffee while they did those jobs. And they were mostly symbolic, I'll admit they've got a lot of learning to do. It actually gave them a sense of achievement. They felt so proud of themselves after the tantrum initially of me asking them to do it. They felt so proud of themselves. They felt the sense of accomplishment. And they actually enjoyed the fact of me just being still for a moment. Theodore asked if I needed a pillow, and William asked if he could make another coffee. And so this is where I realized that, I need that in this aspect of my life too. I need that wisdom to know that it's okay and it should be done, that I'm kind to myself before I'm of service to others, in that I can actually create even more flow in my kindness through that wisdom, through that knowing. And the power of that for manifestation, for attracting the right people around you, is so intense. And for you to really get that today, if you can get that from this reading today, if that's all you get, I will be super, super happy, because I realize that I will see you achieve, be in flow, have generosity given to you just as much as you give out generously. So it's super important. And the judgment card comes up to impact that even more so. So we have here where we are being really truly, the judgment card is the card where you stop and pause and really feel your way through the inner standings of, what do I need to leave behind? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to strip myself bare of? And what do I need to walk forward with? And a lot of us in the spiritual community in particular, especially those of us who've come from, church backgrounds, those kind of cultish backgrounds, where we are indoctrinated to not be selfish, to always be giving. And that's sort of drummed in a way that isn't of the greatness that you deserve and can actually give from your greatness of giving to yourself. We're stripping away a lot of these indoctrinations today. There's something about the energies that is really and truly having us stand naked in front of ourselves and really allowing ourselves to truly be honest about what really resonates with us, what really does not resonate with us, and actually being kind enough to self and brave enough in self to allow those things that don't resonate with us anymore, whether they be people, belief systems, ways of being, let them fall by the wayside, let them go to the ground, and really have a look at what does resonate with us. And if we thought we dug into what resonates with us deep, we go even deeper today. in that we really dig into ourselves, we really lean into self, so to speak. And there's super amounts of power and wisdom that comes from this, and super amounts of leveling up, both in the physical reality that you're in and simultaneously in your spiritual self, in your essence self, in your aura, which again impacts simultaneously your physical reality. If you are able to truly lean into self today and be really truthful in that endeavor, your aura is going to shine so bright and reach so far out from your physical body that those who bounce into your aura before they even bounce into you are going to have that feel-good factor. You're going to get people smiling at you, even if it is underneath a mask. You're going to see those eyes smiling at you as you go about your day. You're going to feel the magnetism, the same way that you've been feeling this magnetism of the judgment card, to be brave enough to lay yourself bare and only take forward, which is something of you, your true essence, your naked self, the real things and thoughts and faiths that you have that resonate with you deeply. If you can take this brave move, you're going to feel the impact of it today greatly. And you can attract in, through doing this, being of this beautiful service to self, you can attract in opportunities to be able to give of self generously to the right people. The Six of Pentacles, having the wisdom to give to the right well, to not empty your gifts or your money, whatever it is, your time, to a bottomless well that will just, absorb it and want more. To be brave enough to let go of whatever resonates with you in your life with this energy, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and be able to go forward and really see how you attract the right people towards you, the right opportunities towards you, the right business ideas towards you. It's beautiful. I can see a lot of you already with these auras just shining through, and I can already see the smiles that you are going to receive as confirmation of just how bright you're shining today, because of the bravery and the wisdom in taking this step into self, even more than you already have. So the Two of Pentacles is balancing of two different aspects of the material realm, so of the physical realm, balancing two separate worlds, two separate ideas, ideals of the physical realm. And this is a juggling card. In a lot of the traditional decks, there's a person juggling, and they're juggling with one foot off the ground. And so this is a real balancing act, and it's showing that it doesn't go on forever, but as far as, and you can get tired out juggling. So in a lot of ways, it's about really being brave enough to choose an aspect of the physical reality that you really resonate with, that you really feel passionate about, and really putting all of your force into that, and being brave enough to allow the other pentacle to either stay dormant for a little while or drop by the wayside, so that you can go full force into what really resonates with you. That's going back to the Judgment card also. But I want to speak to something that is happening with the 9 and the 2 together, making the 11, another master number. And so this is where the 9 of Cups clarifying this 2 of Pentacles. This is where there's some kind of huge shift or portal, something opening up for many people today, where there's an achievement of this high level of consciousness. There's an achievement of this inner standing of self and this bravery to be drawn towards your own trumpet sounds. It's like there's a vibration that is going on today that is another separation, almost feels like a glitch, a jump into a reality that does create this level of bliss, of abundance, of happiness, of just great emotional, an overwhelming sense of emotional bliss. Your aura shining bright with that Nine of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. But then you feel this shift happening at some point today, and let me know when and if it happens with you. And it might not be totally apparent, but there's almost like a feeling that you're walking and you don't feel the ground beneath you. There's this floaty feeling, and there's this entry into the next level of self. There's something big like that happening today. Now, on the other hand, I do think that this is happening a lot because of the likes of CERN or that type of technology, that there's some kind of frequency being really pummeled out today. What's the date again for the day? The 3rd. Makes sense, the 3rd, the 3. There's a real sense of feeling that vibration today for those who are sensitive to it. But it's an open door as to you can enter one aspect of that frequency and be truly affected by it in a more negative way, which is where we're going to see a lot of people being very self-centered, full of ego, service to self. But then, as with everything, there's the intent behind it. And if you're already walking with this higher sense of consciousness, with this ability to have the bravery to really lean into who you really are, the true essence of you, stripping bare all that doesn't really serve you, that doesn't really represent you anymore, then there's this ability to use this frequency to step into what seems like an alternate reality. And it really is, because no matter what's going on around you on the outside, you're managing to keep this level of the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, this perfection, the 9 in the tarot being perfection, bliss, abundance. And so we go on to the Moon card here, and here we have the 2 pillars in the Moon card, and the path, the middle path. And it's hard to decipher, when you're going through the moon energies. The moon is both beautiful, mysterious, and at the same time, it's mysterious and seemingly deviant in a lot of thought patterns. And so there's the dark side of the moon, all is not seen under the moonlight. And so there is a sense of illusion or of deceit in some ways. But this middle path that you find today, for a lot of you, I feel that you do find this middle path. And that is where it's difficult for a lot of people in the moon energy to decipher which tower is of a lower frequency, a very different energy, a very different path to be walked, to be taken, and the other tower looking very similar, but being of a very a higher path, a higher consciousness path, a higher frequency path. There's this birthing, the moon representing cycles, the menstrual cycle, the ability then to give birth. It is a period in itself. It goes on in this definite cycle, and we can chart ourselves by the moon. And so there's a lot about being reborn today, and this feeling of being reborn into almost more of what you were when you were born into this reality as a baby, without all of the what do you call those things that are on, without all of the barnacles that have gotten stuck to you because of what this reality brings. It brings a lot of outside forces, and for a long time, so-called powers that be, and very much so right now, that want to stick to you like glue and want to have you held to certain financial plans, certain ways of thinking. There's this rebirth into this more naked, true essence self, because that is represented also by the crab here that's emerging from the water. It's birthing itself out of the waters to follow the middle path, to go through the middle path, to be guided to a higher sense of consciousness. Of course, the moon is also about a lot of psychic abilities, a lot of the clairs, the intuitiveness, the empath. I want to say that the dreams could be super powerful for you as the evening draws in. Go into your sleep with intent to have your own mysteries of you revealed, and you will be answered. That call will be answered. I can see the judgment card. You know, seeing exactly which direction you want to go forward with next, and how you're going to do that and how you're going to get there. There's a lot of answers in those dreams for sure. Now, the 10 of Pentacles, clarifying the moon card. This shows that you have a real impact through your psychic abilities, through your intent, through your inner standing of self, and a lot about your divine feminine essence, whether you're male or female, as to how you can achieve this through intention, through psychic abilities. Bringing that down into the physical brings this huge amount of abundance and sustainability and availability of ideas and ways of doing business, new ways of doing business in particular for a lot of you. So it's a super powerful reading, and I haven't got, have I got, let's see, I want to do one more card. I don't know why I'm being led to do this, but we're going to do one more card. Hey, sleepyhead, what woke you up? That hair when you wake up is so cute. Okay, don't do that because that might be annoying in the mic. People might say, what's the... Oh, tell everybody you lost another... You lost another tooth. We lost another tooth. Super exciting. Money, money, money.
I thought you forgot.
No, we wrote the envelope. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
10 of Cups. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles into the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups into the 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. Please step into you today. Please do things that make you feel good, that make you that show you, that make you show yourself. No, Theodore, stop. That make you show yourself that you are worthy of this. Step into the generosity of gifting yourself this abundance in both your emotional, spiritual, and physical realm, because there's a shift happening today, and it can't be ignored that it is this shift that Tesla spoke about, this flow field, about, you know, going from the 3D, the tripod of life, into the seed of life, then into the flower of life. The 3, 6, and 9, to be able to reach the higher dimensions. There's a key today that is able to be turned, doors that are able to be opened, and the power within those is amazing, and I can't wait to read your comments. More so, maybe if you come back and comment on the video the day after this reading, so that you've had the chance to have the sleep, to have these intentful dreams with this moon card. Very important. I'm going to add all of this up, maybe put it in the comments as to what number in entirety this comes up with, because I'm not quick enough to do that, and I won't bore you by trying to do it. It's not one of my strong points. So yeah, I want to say one more thing. The 3, 6, and 9, you know, there's a lot of deep spiritual and esoteric knowledge regarding numbers, and numbers being the coding of life. And so just as a flower is coded to unfold, to break open as a seed from the husk, to unfold in a certain way at the different stages of its life, there's a lot of esoteric, deep knowledge to say that part of this hijack, and this is where I talk about everything being stripped away, and only that is really meaningful. And the way of being before this hijack that I feel happened on this realm, is that even the number system that then has flowed into modern day, the financial system, even the number system is a shell. It's a poor representation of the coding of life. It's a poor representation of currency, which is our actual energy. It really is a way of taking us away from those true knowings, those true inner standings of what the numbers and the impacts of those numbers can have and can be. And so it really does, just like the calendar system, take us so many steps away from what these numbers are tied to, what they represent, what planets they represent, and how we can use them towards our intentions. And there are keys to be turned today within your life that can absolutely help you gain more and more inner standings of the truths that have been hidden from us for so long, and not just hidden from us, but veiled by poor interpretations, poor representations, and poor copies, i.e. the number system that we have, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and saying it in that sequence, when there are far more powerful sequences of numbers, especially in magic, but it's creation. And so where magic has been given a term where a lot of people will go, oh, it's actually more accurate than the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then it's a more accurate representation of life than that is. And so this is where we're coming into this knowing, and there's a real recall today of a lot of inner standings, knowledge and wisdom of the past. There's just these seeds of that are bursting open in a lot of you, and so I'm excited to hear as to how that bursts open for you. I appreciate you all listening. Thank you so much. Sorry for the disturbance, but it's a lovely disturbance. Much love. Stay balanced and stay whole. If you want to book a personal reading, if you want to have any energy sessions or any spiritual coaching sessions, you can hook up with me at truedivinemedia@gmail.com, and you can now message me on Facebook, True Divine 44. Please go to the Facebook page because I miss them. If they go into my personal page, you're welcome to add me as a friend, and please do the True Divine 44 on Facebook page. That really helps me out too. But it's better that you actually message me at True Divine 44 on Facebook, because there's less messages that go in there than they do on my personal, and I miss them in the personal. Go to Instagram, The True Divine, go to Twitter, The True Divine, and on Rumble, it's True Divine 44. And on Tublr, it's True Divine 44. I hope I said that right. I appreciate you all. Mwah. Mwah.